He said it in the hallway, not even looking at me. The house still smelled like funeral flowers. My father-in-law's portrait leaned against the wall, waiting to be hung. My husband adjusted his cufflinks and dropped the sentence like spare change. I'm divorcing you. A large inheritance has come in. You're like an ATM. I felt the room tilt. Not from shock. From clarity. Got it, I said. I smiled, slow and polite. Inside, something clicked into place. You really don't know anything, do you? I watched him pack a weekend bag. He didn't rush. He thought time was on his side. He thought money was already his. When the door closed, the quiet felt earned. We weren't always like this. We met when neither of us had much. He loved to say we built everything together. He liked that story. It put him in the center. I let him believe it because peace has a price, and I was paying it back then. I remembered the early days. Cheap coffee. Shared plans scribbled on receipts. He said he admired my discipline. He said I made him feel safe. I didn't hear the warning in that word until much later. The change came softly. He stopped asking. He started assuming. My work became our money. My hours became flexible. My boundaries became dramatic. Noticed the way he watched numbers more than faces. I noticed the way he flinched when I mentioned prenups, estate planning, separate accounts. He laughed it off, called me cautious. Then his father fell ill. Long nights? Hospital lights. I handled logistics, paperwork, calls. He drifted. Grief made him reckless or honest. When the will was mentioned, his eyes lit up like a match struck too close to gasoline. After the funeral, he grew bold. He started talking in futures that didn't include me. He mentioned a condo, a car, a reset. He said it all like he was brainstorming. I listened like I was taking notes. The evidence arrived quietly. A text he forgot to delete. Once the money clears, I'm free. Not my name. Not our life. Just free. I took a screenshot and locked it away. I didn't cry. I didn't confront him. I learned. I shifted gears without noise. I met with my lawyer first. Not to attack. To understand. We reviewed timelines, signatures, clauses he never read. I asked calm questions. I got precise answers. Then I went to the bank. Accounts I opened before marriage. Accounts he never knew existed because he never asked. I updated beneficiaries. I documented contributions. I printed statements. Paper is loyal if you treat it right. I called the estate attorney handling my father-in-law's affairs. I asked about contingencies, about trusts, about executors. I listened more than I spoke. When I hung up, I finally exhaled. The inheritance wasn't what my husband thought. It wasn't a lump sum waiting to be grabbed. It was structured, layered, protected, with conditions, with timelines, with oversight. And here's the part he missed. A clause my father-in-law added after a private conversation with me in a hospital room when he saw what his son had become. If my husband divorced me before the first distribution, his access changed. If he showed financial misconduct tied to marital assets, it changed again. If he attempted to pressure, coerce, or abandon a dependent spouse during bereavement, it changed permanently. I didn't write the clause. I didn't have to. I just made sure it existed. When my husband left, I let him go. Silence is a mirror. It shows people who they really are. 3 days later, he came back. He didn't knock. He rattled the handle like panic could unlock doors. When I opened it, he looked smaller. His confidence had drained out through his shoes. "What did you do?" he asked. I stepped aside and let him in. I offered water. I sat across from him. Calm is terrifying when someone expects chaos. He talked fast. The bank flagged something. The estate attorney wouldn't return his calls. The numbers didn't add up. His friend told him to get a lawyer. His lawyer asked questions he couldn't answer. I let him finish. "Did you know," I said, "that assumptions aren't evidence?" He stared. I placed the screenshot on the table. Then the statements. Then the summary from the estate attorney, neatly highlighted. "You divorced me the moment you said I was an ATM," I continued. "The paperwork just caught up." He reached for the papers. I slid them back. "Not yet." "You thought the inheritance was yours because you married into it," I said. "You thought my work was yours because you benefited from it. You thought leaving would be painless because you believed I wouldn't move." I stood. The room felt taller. "My father-in-law trusted me because I showed up," I said. "You disappeared." He noticed. He planned accordingly. His face went pale when he read the clause. The one that rerouted Distributions into a trust he couldn't touch until conditions were met. Conditions he had already violated. "This can't be right," he whispered. "It's very right," I said. "And very final." He tried bargaining. Apologies. Promises. He said grief made him stupid. He said he didn't mean it. He said we could fix this. I leaned in close enough for him to see there was no anger left. "Just resolve. You told me who you were when you thought you'd won," I said. "I believed you." He left again. Quieter this time, smaller. The divorce was clean, clinical. He kept what he brought in. I kept what I built. The inheritance flowed where it was always meant to go. Into protections. Into future stability. Into silence. Now, when I walk through the house, it doesn't smell like flowers anymore. It smells like space. Like air after a storm. I didn't ruin him. I didn't have to. He did that the moment he confused access with ownership. Revenge isn't loud when it's done right. It's patient. It's documented. It's inevitable. And when he came back in panic, finally realizing what he'd lost, I felt something better than victory. I felt free.